Not yet. Yes, good afternoon. We are supposed to be joined by President Ingrid from Russia, who's going to interview our youth leader, Noluthando Bukula. But before we start, may I request Ambassador Tulas to open up with a prayer. Thank you.
Thank you, Mama Debbie. Hello? Hello?
We can hear
you.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are. We can hear you.
Okay, thank you very much. Let us all pray. Heavenly Father, please help us to love the life we live right now. Please show us the good things and the direction. Help us to overlook and help each other in the content and context of what we are discussing. Heavenly Father, forgive us for not being who you wanted us to be. We always make mistakes, Father. Please forgive us for longing for things that we don't have and those things that you do not want us to have. Please help us to understand how you want us to be and how to live our purposes properly. In the name of our Father, Jesus. Amen. Thank you.
Amen. Amen. Ingrid has not come in. Good afternoon. I think in our midst, we've got our President Lesego, the Global President for Youth. She is the one who is always coordinating our programs, anything to do. I think we can say that she's a program director. She's programming. I don't know, what do you say in the arts and culture? President Thando will tell us what do we say if a person is coming with programs and that. And thank you so much, Ambassador Tulas, all along from Limpopo, and in our also youth president who also makes things to happen. President Thando is also always going out of her way to assist us. President Thando will answer us what do we say in the arts and culture, the person who makes things to happen. Thank you, President Mpho Mothapo. She is also based here in South Africa, also in Lesotho. She is doing a missionary work there. She is the regional leader for her organization. Thank you so much, Jenny M. I don't know, is Jenny M. Thank you really for joining us. Jenny M, I don't know who is Jenny M. Our president from, President Philonoma from Mozambique. President Philonoma, I want those big prawns from Mozambique. You know, the prawn in Mozambique, they've got very nice, succulent prawns. And our ambassador, the director of World Women Leading Change, Nadia from Indonesia. Thank you so much, our ambassador Nadia, who've been so kind whilst we were there in Indonesia. She gave us such a good treatment, and I really don't know where are others. President Nadia, where is President Ingrid? President Nadia? Nadi? Ingrid? Oh, Ingrid Pelotulali, always busy. But I really wanted to check. Jenny M, can we check? Jenny, where are you from? Thank you.
Jenny is she's a member of World Women Leading Change. She's also one of the youth members.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank It's Ingrid, is she coming? Hi, President Lesego. Oh, you're looking so smart. I like your hairstyle. Oh, lovely. I'm looking with one eye, guys. Remember, I've got a problem with my eyes. I've got a problem with my eyes. Who is short now? Ingrid.
We're still waiting for President Ingrid.
Yeah. President Thabo, if ever you are in the arts industry, people who make things to happen, what do we call them? Yeah.
All the movers and shakers.
Oh, mover and shaker. Oh, President Lesego and
ma'am.
yourself, you are mover and shakers.
Yes, we are.
Thank you. Thank you for, oh, looking so smart. Ah. Wow.
Thank you, Mama Grace.
Beautiful. Beautiful. I like, yeah. Is Ingrid not in, President Ingrid? I see President, oh, she is in. Thank you.
She's in now.
President Benis, you are welcome. Yeah, thank you. Over to President Ingrid. President Ingrid, we cannot hear you.
Can I intervene while we are waiting for President Ingrid to join in again? I think in the meantime, while we're waiting for President Ingrid, President Tando can just.
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
here.
you're back. Okay.
Now it's good. You look amazing. I like your I like your style.
Thank you so
Very
much.
beautiful.
You
So we
can
can start
continue.
our presentation. First of all, thank you for joining for this meeting today. Leadership nowadays is the most important part of our life, because when we take responsibility of our activity, actions, what we try to achieve for our goals in business, in life. So it means we involve in 100%. So I believe today our speaker, Miss, she will spell her name properly, because I feel I'm. Hello?
Hi, you can call me Tando.
Yeah,
It's a
so
short
we just would
version.
like you to spell your properly name, so I can ask you questions, so and tell us
No problem.
Yeah.
My full name is Nolu Tando Pugula, but you can call me Tando. It's easier that way.
I like your interest in what does it symbolize?
It is a decoration that they do for Xhosa brides, and I am a Xhosa bride. So yeah, it is something that we do that is symbolic of beautifying or enhancing the beauty of a bride.
I put headphones, just a second. So he bring me coffee here. I just will be talking by phone. Yeah, I told him. Yeah, okay, because I'm not sitting in.
Ingrid, President Ingrid, there
Yeah.
is a noise at your back.
Yeah, it's a sure. Noise of the ocean, but noise is always nature. Nice breeze noise. Because if you remember, I'm on Zanzibar, like it's silent. I already will do praying yesterday. Princess Debbie, you already did praying.
Yes, we have prayed already.
Okay.
We have prayed. Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Save that with us. Yeah. Give me just a second. Now I'm good. Now I'm good. Now I hear you. You hear me? Hello?
We can hear you.
Bukula, yes? I can like call you Bukula, yes? That's right. Oh,
Thando.
Nolutando.
No,
Nolutando, okay. Nolutando. It's very long name. What does it mean?
It means one with love.
Ah, okay. So I also start our question about how did you find out about World Woman Leadership Community? So how was your story about joining to us? Please share with us your experience.
Okay, I was introduced to World Women Living Change by a friend of mine of about 20-something years, without giving away my age. She told me about World Women Living Change and what it was about, and she told me that basically just from knowing me and my history, she knew that I would be a good fit for World Women Leading Change. So that is how I got introduced to World Women Leading Change.
And of course, you are
President Ingrid, your network.
President Ingrid, I think we cannot hear you. It take out of the camera. President Ingrid, we cannot hear you.
Yeah, familiar how we
President Ingrid, we can't hear you.
station. Would like to know about your personal story.
We can't hear you, President Ingrid. President Ingrid?
How
We can't hear you at all.
Hear you, President Ingrid. President Ingrid, we've been here, we can't hear you. Is she still talking?
I think we lost her.
We lost her. Oh my gosh. what do you suggest? What should we do? President Tando, I just said that we really want to thank you for always being on the back of the programs. And then you said that the person who does all this thing, we call them what?
Movers and shakers.
Oh, yeah, thank you for being mover and shakers. And as we are waiting for President Ingrid, I think he is in Zanzibar, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I don't know what is happening. Hey, President Tando, I saw that you are working with the disabled people. Working with the disabled people, my president, my daughter, let me say my daughter. What have you actually accomplished, as a person, not financially, but the inner being of working with the disabled people?
Okay, I would say it's taught me a lot about myself. It's also taught me a lot about being aware, of people around you and people that you encounter. Because I think the one thing that abled people take for granted is the daily difficulties that people with disabilities live with. And I think it has taught me to appreciate more. It has taught me to be more compassionate. And it has also taught me to understand that somebody being disabled does not mean they are not capable of doing anything. I think the young people that I have encountered when working with young people with disabilities have taught me that they are otherwise able. They might not be physically able, but mentally, some of them have such great ideas, and some of them, the intellect, when you have conversations with them, they have so much to offer. And yet, society has a tendency to make it seem like somebody that is physically disabled is not able to think like normal people or think beyond what other people think they are capable of. So I think that's the biggest thing I'm taking away from working with young people with disabilities. The fact that they are otherwise able, and that is something that we need to, as society, start to embrace and give them more opportunities so that they can prove how capable they are. I think they are just not afforded as much opportunities as other people, because people tend to think they are not capable of doing anything at all.
I see President Ingrid is back. I don't know what other question that she wants to ask. But
I have another question. I just want to know, you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yes, now we can hear you.
First of all, I apologize if connection is bad, but maybe because I'm outside and on the beach area, so maybe outside it's like this. Internet was slow, but if you hear me, we can continue our conversation with wonderful speaker. So I would just start to ask, if I miss some information, you can correct me. How do you decide to be a leader, and what is the leadership for you? So like maybe give us personal examples in your life, what happened with you to cause you to become leader, and what inspire you to be a leader?
Okay, I would say no one really chooses to be a leader. It's something that you are born with. I would say it takes time for some people to discover it. But when you are a born leader, it's something you can teach. I believe you can teach people to be a leader. But if you are born with it, it is something that you just need to discover and embrace and groom yourself from there on. And what inspired me to be a leader, I would say, I am born of a woman who is leadership personified. That woman was a trailblazer, and I think I learned a lot from her growing up, that I am capable of anything that I can put my mind and effort and passion into. So that is what I would say inspired me to be a leader.
I just ask about example in life because it's always interesting personal experience. You are a woman, which is now inside of our community. That's why it's interesting. Maybe you decide to create, as I read about you, your Spider Maiden Foundation. Yeah, maybe you tell a little bit more about this non-governmental organization. Yeah, as I understand. So what do you provide? And of course, as I understand, you're leading this foundation. Is it hard nowadays, or maybe it's easy for you to be a leader? Because sometimes examples which is we're trying to explore, maybe to be a leader is not such hard as people stay away. Like, I don't want to be leader because it's hard. Oh my God, it's responsibility or it's some challenges. Give me your example. Give me your example of your organization, people to change, to develop.
Okay, the organization that I started, or the foundation, is called Spear Maiden Foundation, and we basically offer support and counseling, as well as education to women and families that are struggling or fighting cancer. Now, this stemmed from personal experience. My mom was diagnosed with stage 4 colon cancer in 2018, and I became her primary caretaker, which meant I had to learn as much as I could. And I would have called it on-the-job training, because everything I learned was trial and error, and it inspired me to do more for the community. I wanted to offer what I didn't have to other people who might not necessarily have the resources to access that kind of information. And that's how Spear Maiden came about. And my type of leadership, I think, is, I would say I'm a person who believes in leading by example, number one. Number two, I try as much as I can to educate myself wherever I can. So I learn, I consciously learn from all situations and encounters. So I believe every person that you encounter has something to teach you, whether or not you are leading them or they are leading you. You have an opportunity to learn from somebody that you encounter. And I always encourage people to look for opportunities to learn in everything that you do. So that, for me, is what builds you as a leader. I also am a strong believer in that as a leader, you have to be able to lead people that are different from you. And the only way you will be able to lead people that are different from you is learning about different people and different personalities, so that you are able to lead with diversity.
So nowadays, because of COVID and the pandemic, every country is suffering, many people hit by corona, where businesses, where work, where jobs, and suffering from to be lonely, when you stay in isolation, so many people, it's hard. So many people has after psychological problems, because it's like hurted them very much. What do you recommend as a position to be a leader, like in this time, especially this time? Like, maybe we should, as we are women, maybe we are kind of support, like genderly, like we support, expect support from men. But what do you think in our way, if you are a leader, like for your life, so even nowadays you communicate with people who are caused with a lot of problems caused by this COVID. How do you see your place in this? In this, what happened now in this situation, like what people cause now? Do you do anything like support people or your relatives, men, and like your close circle of friends and
I have
colleagues?
found that because of
Very
the
well.
position that we find ourselves in as a people, and I will loosely use the word as a people, because everybody in the world, like you have mentioned, has been affected by coronavirus. I am also finding that we are needing a lot of support from one another. We are also needing a safe space. You know, a lot of people are affected by coronavirus, and this is not only people losing family members because of the actual disease, but there are people losing their jobs. You know, so there's that insecurity of people losing jobs, and people are also losing their support structures. You know, people are not able to go to church, so spirituality is affected as well. So what I am doing currently is I am trying to be present in the moment, especially for the people around me. And I have also decided that with every person that I encounter that seems to be in a space where they need me, I avail myself. You know, sometimes you are in a mall doing your grocery shopping and you can actually see a person that is in despair. And in those situations, especially when somebody will reach out in not so many words and just say, I'm just not in a good space, I usually reach out because right now it's not about just being supportive to the people around you, because the truth of the matter is I might be in a place where I have the luxury of family and friends to still be able to support me. But there is a person who has literally lost everyone around them and they need a support structure. And I've decided that that is who I'm going to be, not only for my family, but for the community as well. Avail myself. And I think that is also something that we can implement, especially as women leaders. You know, you already are the support structure of your home. So why not take it a step further and avail yourself to the community, avail yourself to people around you, be that safe space that people can come to and say, I'm just not in a good place. You know, I'm finding that a lot of people are struggling with depression. A lot of people are struggling with anxiety. There's a lot of mental illness that is not being addressed, and people don't exactly have anyone to talk to, you know. So if we avail ourselves, if me and you and every other person says, I will make the time to check on a friend, check on a neighbor, check on just somebody that I see in the street and just say, hi, are you okay? You know, that goes a long way for other people. So for me, I think leadership right now is about compassion.
Yeah, absolutely agree with you. Leadership now is about compassion. We should support each other, even unknown, like you said, ask, how are you? Like people who are just a stranger passing by, like you met them outside on the street. I mean, it's so important to be like this nowadays. It's people feel very upset and lonely because of rushing, changing their plans. So we may change place of living. You know, many people forced to migrate from their motherland country, like to somewhere, just to find some way to live our ways. Issue nowadays, life is changed, and we see it in our personal experience. Like for me, even I moved to Africa, I can say I very emotionally feel here good energy. I love African country. I mean, I love totally like African continent. So now I explore Tanzania, but I believe to travel in future. So I would like to ask you, do you think when we are women, like comparing to men, like men is physically stronger, sometimes men emotionally maybe like kind of not so sensitive like a women being, yeah? What do you think about these differences with leadership for women and leadership for men? I would like to know your point of view, if you can share with us.
Okay, having experienced being under the leadership of a male, I would say their way of working is very stringent. You know, their way of leadership is very stringent. For them, leadership is black and white. You know, whereas with women, I find that we are more emotionally intelligent, and therefore it allows us to actually have best of both worlds. You can have the same kind of leadership skill as a male, and also have the advantage of having emotional intelligence, which allows you to connect with people and allows you to be able to lead from that perspective. So I think that's where the biggest difference is. I mean, for me, it's not necessarily a question of being physically strong, or because leadership is not about physical, you know, it's more about how you connect with people, and therefore how you are able to lead people from that connection that you make with them.
So also, I'm agree with you. I just said, like, of course, power, physical power is not compared to emotional power, which is like even some people say this determination, you know, like emotional intellect, like when we can control our emotions, especially when we're in leader position, because we show, I think, for instance, like kind of behave or stay yourself like stable psychologically and emotionally if you cause different obstacles, because sometimes people start to panic, start to make so many mistakes in their life after they regret. And I think for leadership it's important kind of like show we're using resources which is around us. Show one way how to accumulate potential resources. It's bad connection now again. Hello. Now,
President Ingrid.
We're losing you again.
Yeah, I think there is a problem. Yeah.
So you not hear me like this if I. You not hear me like this without like this. It's better now.
Yes, it's better now. We can hear you.
So we continue, as I said, about example.
We've lost you again.
You as a like
President Ingrid, I think take out the camera. It will be much better. Don't take out the camera.
So it's about camera, yeah.
We seem to have lost you again.
Now look, how you give them support as a leader, like you running this organization, Spear Maiden, and why you call it like this? And can you tell the story of this idea to create this organization? It's very inspirative.
Okay, I missed the first part of your question. I did, however, get where you are asking about the name of the foundation. So let me answer on that, and then you let me know what the first part was. Okay. The name of the company is Spear Maiden Foundation. I named it after my mom, as I explained before. I was inspired to start the foundation after my mom had been diagnosed with colon cancer, and basically there was a gap. You know, I felt there was a need for a structure or a place where people can go and get information, where people can go and basically get the support that they need. Because the one thing that I noticed is that families go through this together. So in that instance, they cannot be they cannot be each other's support, and they therefore need an outlet that they can go to and speak to somebody that can understand what they are going through or where they are. You know, so that is how I started. I unfortunately lost my mom in 2018 after having battled cancer for 8 months. So for me, it was about continuing the legacy of who she was as a person. Like I said before, my mom was a leader, you know, she was a community leader, and I needed to do something that spoke to who she was as a person and basically carry on the baton from where she left off. And my mom was a strong believer in being a community support and being there and giving to the community, in as much as you expect to make business in that same community, you need to be able to give back to that same community. So that is how Spear Maiden came about. It actually, it derives from her second name, which is Gertrude. That actually means Spear Maiden.
Where's Ingrid now? President Ingrid? President Ingrid? I'm sorry, I'm tempted to ask President Tando. Are you the eldest at home?
No, actually.
And
I'm
are
the
you,
middle child.
but in girls, you know, when you said that you had to take care of your mom,
I'm not the eldest, and how we structured it, we had a sit down. I'm the middle child of three. My older sister is very emotional, and I felt like she needed to have a role that did not put her in a position where she was consistently emotional. Because I can tell you from experience, taking care of a cancer patient is not an easy thing. And when I did this, I was 8.5 months pregnant. And yeah, physically, under normal circumstances, I would not have thought I would be able to do that. But we sat down and we allocated duties because she was our mother. We did not want to have to bring outside people to take care of her, because also the situation was very sensitive at the time. And like I said, she was a very strong woman and she was the matriarch of our family. So we also wanted to protect her dignity throughout. So it was a choice that we had to make, and we had to take the duties that we all thought we could handle better than either of the other siblings.
So it means that really you are a very selfless person if you manage to take care of your mom with such, you know, I can say cancer is very dreadful condition, and you didn't even think of taking her to the hospice or whatever. Or did you get any other kind of extra assistance? But with my view, I believe that, you know, I did palliative care in any way. I just wanted to tell you that. And I feel that, you know, people with cancer, they suffer from pain. And did your mom actually say something about the pain in that?
She had severe pain. She had episodes where she would consistently be in pain for hours. And that's another thing. When I say some of the things we had to learn as we went along, we knew she would be in pain. We just didn't know the extent of it. And we had to find ways of dealing with the pain without her being too dependent on things like epidurals and strong medication like that. So we had to find ways to even handle that. And in that instance, I also had to find ways to cope with pain outside of the medication that she was given. So yeah, she experienced a lot of pain, especially after she began her chemo and radiation.
You know why I'm asking that? Last month, I think the whole month, I was having my sister with me, with the same condition, and it was not easy. And I'm just asking myself, at least me, I'm already matured, I'm a mother and understand, I've seen you with pregnancy. How did you cope changing hair? You know, because I want to tell you what was actually happening with me and my sister. I have to wake her up, take her to the bath. I have to put the nappy because it was not easy. I have to put the nappy. I have to cook for her. I have to, some of the things I have to watch them myself, not using even the machine. And it was really, really a painful. I really applaud you for the work that you did to your mom. I did it to my sister. I mean, last month. I salute you. I salute you for what you did, really. You can nurse even a lion if you went through that, Thando. And I think even your name, it is not by mistake that they gave you that name. They say that in my language, Lina Libis Romo means that your name always follows you. I'm really proud of you. And do you have, I'm thinking of people must open up support groups of people suffering from cancer. Yes, we are having different kinds of cancers. You know, the most, common one is the breast cancer and even the cervical cancer. But the colon cancer, I think now is because of food that we eat. But with my sister, she used to drink Coke. When she wakes up, the whole day she'll be drinking Coke. When she sleeps, the last thing, when she goes to bed, it will be Coke. And really, we saw how, the way Coke did in her body. And I thank you for really that they made you to be the speaker. And I'm saying that let's have a group of support group, because it's my sister, that was your mom, suffering from colon cancer. And, and I never even complain. No one knows that I was with my sister here, and I was really nursing her 24 hours, 25, I can say 25 hours. I have to buy some nappies to change her most of the time because she didn't have a colostomy. So with your mom, did she have a colostomy?
Yeah, my mom had a colonoscopy bag, and I don't know if you know, but in South Africa, we have one company called Coloplast that does that provides basically for hospitals around South Africa, and they only have one person training people all around the country. So I made the decision to actually go for the training on everything that has to do with a colonoscopy because, yeah, it's a lot. It gets infected a lot. She had sores. We had to learn how to treat those. And over and above that, I also had to learn how to remove her chemotherapy bag because she would come home with the chemo bag. And after 3 days, I would have to remove that bag. So I had to go for training for that as well. So, like I'm saying, there's a lot that I had to learn. Even with the types of food she was allowed to eat, I had to start cooking a certain type of menu, and I had to educate myself about foods that were correct to eat and what we needed to remove from her diet. And during that period, she was on a vegan diet. And we also had to find ways to supplement iron and protein because she wasn't eating meat at the time. So there's a lot that is to be learned. And I think I've availed myself to so many people. I actually used to volunteer before COVID. I used to volunteer at the clinics in Soweto, clinics September. I used to offer my services there because I knew most of the oncologists there because of my mom. And I basically offered myself as a support structure and an information center for people who are going through cancer, because even though their cancers are different, some of the side effects of the chemo are the same. And when it comes to colon cancer, there isn't really that much awareness because it's not as common like cervical cancer or breast cancer or prostate cancer. So the information is not readily available like for any of those cancers. So I had to educate myself on those as well. So yeah, yes, I hope that answers your question.
Yeah. Can I challenge you to start one and then even to start having conversations? Let's start talking because I think this colon cancers, they are actually they are being exacerbated by things that we eat. So I'm asking you if you can start that. You know, the awareness.
Definitely.
Yeah. So just say that you are a support group of the colon cancer people. Will you do that? Where is Ingrid now? She's gone.
Definitely.
Okay, thank you so much. I think other people wants to ask questions. Any questions that other Ingrid is gone? Yeah. Yeah, Tando, I know that you are also in the arts, creative arts. What inspired you to be in the creative arts sector, in the creative arts space?
Okay, I think with the creative arts space, it was a natural thing. I'm a musician and I come from a family of musicians. So yeah, that for me came naturally. I'm a creative at heart, and it's where I find my peace, it's where I find my healing, and it's a part of who I am. It's a very huge part of who I am. I think anybody that has encountered me or anybody that knows me knows or has heard me sing. So that's just, it came naturally.
Wow. And are you competing in this creative arts, and what kind of music that you really composed or whatever creative things that you have started? Done.
I've done a lot. I've been in this game for a while. I've worked with a number of artists, namely, to name a few, the late Jabu Kanyile, I've worked with Malaika, I've worked with the late Brown Dash as well, and various other artists. I'm currently working on a project of my own. I do gospel music as well as tribal house / gospel. So that is what I am currently working on. But I do have a program that I'm working on that basically is focused on grooming young musicians or young gospel musicians to be specific. So that is something that that is a space that I'm getting into right now. So like I said, I've been in the background for quite some time. I've been singing since I was 5, so it's been a while.
That you have done. Wow. Oh, wonderful. President Ingrid, over to you.
Thank you, first of all, Nalutanda, if you hear me, for your
Yes, I can
sincere
hear you now.
answers to us and sharing your how to say, will feel it your warm heart, you know, you share with us your warm energy, warm heart, very humble nature. So also, as I see in leadership, it shouldn't like show only sharp sides, you know, but sometimes it show very soft and kind sides, which is teach people our way to be a leader, you know, not like by force, because you attract them, you know, your nature, way how you talk, way how you act, behave, how you share feelings with other people. My question is about this, like, you know, because you're also a musician, I know it's a special part of art. Yeah, mainly the most important part of art, which you are creative arts, if you're talking about. So, what do you think? It's like nowadays people should healing themselves, like you listen music or follow some music, or like you mean it's a part of our life. Like how it's music affected on us. Like if you know the different examples, because sometimes music can be even with violence, like vibrations, which is not good for health. I would like to know your professional opinion.
I think you mentioned a very valid point in that there's different types of music, and I think we relate to music in different stages and different ways in our lives. And I have recently discovered meditation music, and I think it's the most calming thing ever. And I actually discovered that when I was pregnant, and I would literally play that music while taking a bath or just cooking or just sitting and relaxing. And I think there's different types of music and there's different ways in which we can connect to music. And I think just personally, I'm a strong believer in that what you put in is what you put out, you know, which means even the smallest things, the kind of music that you listen to when you are in a bad space can literally change your mood, you know. For other people, it's music. For other people, it's different types of art. Other people prefer painting. Other people prefer making garments, you know, but there's different ways in which you can be creative and use that creativity to heal, you know. I have a friend of mine who recently lost her child, and she is a painter, you know. She had not painted in years. And after experiencing this loss, she started creating art. She started making paintings, and she found that the moment she took a brush and she started painting, automatically it led to her feeling calmer. It led to her feeling eased. And for me, that's my music. And that sometimes is also a space for you to vent. Music for me has been an alternative way of expressing what I feel at the time. You know, I write not only music, but I believe that when you get your emotions on paper, it also helps to have an outlet like that where you can take it all out, and later you can go back and look at that and actually see this is how bad a space I was in, and be able to see that you are making progress. So for me, I think from a professional and just a personal perspective, you are what you receive or what you put in. So also be careful of the kind of things that you surround yourself with when you are in a space that is compromised, you know? So yeah, that is me.
Wow. Yeah.
Very, very like emotional and very inspirable. So thank you for this conversation today. I just would like to share, we're already 1 hour past, so I would like to add some questions from our listeners, because we have so many. Jenny, Princess Debbie already asked, our Salim, maybe Princess said something, leadership, Alphonisen, so not with us, but her heart with us. So would like to know, some listeners would like to ask something our speaker and main guest today. Yeah, Princess Debbie, yes.
Thank you
We
so
listen to
much.
you.
Yeah, thank you so much, President Tando, for you being selfless and for such a big heart that you have. And thank you, Ingrid, for actually interviewing President Tando. And President Tando, you know, I'm also creative. I really love dancing. I really love singing because that is where I get my healing. That is where I become content. And thank you so much. And then you will really assist us with our song where we'll put even the dance, the World Women Leading Change. That song, it's not just a song, but it is educational. It is spiritual, and it is also to ensure that we celebrate one another and also to leave a legacy. And that is how it is. And just try to put it more faster and even to have creativity in it, as we will be celebrating World Women Leading Change next year in May. But thank you so much. I've learned so much from you. Thank you so much, President Ingrid. Yes, and start the colon cancer support group. I thank you so much.
Thank you so much. This is Debbie from our heart, from our. I want to pass the word to Tulam Sindo Raputo. Tulam Sindo, hello. You can ask your question.
Yes, it is not necessarily a question. It is just, you know, an appreciation of Noluthando, the role that she assumed as a woman. And I'm tempted to say, maybe Noluthando, the leadership that you have provided in these challenging times of when Mami was not well should be located to the leadership of Florence Nightingale, the leadership of Mama Charlotte Madondo, the leadership of Mama Winnie Mandela. And when I try to reflect on women, especially during this month of heritage, I feel like we are not doing justice to the roles that women are playing, because we confine us to August when we still have heritage, which is also a month that should locate itself to the very August month, like even a continuation of August month, because heritage should be, what is it that we have inherited? What is the legacy of our mothers? You know, the heroines who passed on and the living heroines. There is a lot that you have inherited from Mami, dearest. There is a lot that you have inherited from those that you read and know about. And the last part would be, I'm also happy of the fact that you air out your frustrations, your joy through a pen or through paintings. That is also what I am doing. If I get into, you know, those emotions, the real emotions where you think you are going mad, a pen do good to me, singing do good to me. And after I have vented out on the pen or through singing, I then am able to take a seat and reflect. And the reflection will tell me that you actually helped yourself. You have created a safe space for yourself, because if you entertained the emotions, you would have done the worst out of the situation. So I'm saying this because it is something that we could also go all out and try to assist people in terms of how to deal with emotions when we are beginning to be affected in badly, so at least have something that can just, ease the pains and the emotions such that you assume back your position as a human being, because we know that there is an animal in each one of us that we don't want to see each other's animal. So if we can just be able to suppress that animal and assume the role of being human beings, we will also be able not to emulate the muscled men that we see, because the muscled behavior tells you that people fail to think and engage to resolve whatever they're going through with other people. Instead, then they reason with muscles, which can be, if it is not muscles, then they use guns. So it cannot be. We must just continue to provide the womanly leadership, which is more of a compassion leadership, and show the world that peace can only be put in the true sense of being peace when we think properly and do things the way they are supposed to do, which is we eliminate the poverty of the mind and bring our positiveness in the mind and do things that is okay for peace to prevail. Thank you very much, Noluthando.
Thank you so much.
So, would you like to conclude, Noluthando, for our finishing interview today?
Okay, I think in my conclusion, I'm a very spiritual being and strong believer in the Word of God. And I think the one message I like to put out there is that you need to understand that if you are a leader of any kind, your positioning in the community or wherever it is that you are, you need to bring about the change that you want to see. And the only way that you can do that is by being the change that you want to see. I am a multifaceted leader, I would say. I strongly believe that when the Word of God says, I know the plans that I have for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, God is basically giving us all the mandate to say, there is a reason why you have more than one idea. And the Word of God is simply saying to you that with every idea that you have, know that it is already blessed and provided for. So as a leader, if you find yourself in a community that is in need one way or another, know that the fact that you are the one that is seeing that problem, or you are the one that is experiencing that problem, understand that it is your duty to take it upon yourself to lead the change that you want to see. Thank you.
Thank you so much for today. This conversation was colorful and very rich and very emotional and very touchable. And I believe that all women in our WWFC learn something new from you, Noluthando, because you are first of all very beautiful, like your style today, your image in your with what way how you express yourself. I mean, I see it in. And sometimes nature of personality we can see not even external, like because it's bright and beautiful color which is using an image, but I think inside us it's so colorful, your soul, so we can kind of see a little bit a part of your rich inner world. And we wish you all realization of your plans and God's of course his grace to help you to overcome our difficulties in life. Smile, to keep smile like in your faces. I see in your eyes smiling. This is very important for your what you do in your activity and your leadership. And we think together when we support each other, understand each other, we create more stronger society, in our world. So with different countries and different places, but we united, but our own whole and common feeling of leadership, to be leadership, and at the same time this kindness of your heart. It's unlimited, and it's very, very strong, in my opinion. So I wish you all the best in your life. Thank you so much for joining to us today, and thank you all leaders and listeners who will be watching after this recording interview, and who was online with us. So anything is we are going to add, anyone who wants, we can do it, and we're going to run out of time because it's 5:15. So I hope we are finished by praying. Princess Debbie will do it. We will be very happy. Yes, Princess Debbie.
No, I'm just, I've learned so much. Thank you so much, President Tando, Nole Tando. And thank you. You know, creativity as a way of healing, creativity as a way of living the legacy, creativity as a way of touching people's life. And thank you so much. You know, when we were in Indonesia, we sang a song of Steve Biko. And you know, the person who told us, you know, we were discussing about the song, The World Women Leading Change. And then, you know, President Eila's husband said that, you know, even Steve Biko from South Africa, they've got a song of him. It's a legacy. And he even told us who wrote that song, Peter Gabriel. So it's very important that we should leave legacy of our lives. This interview, we have learned so much from you. Let's leave the legacy. Let's live a really life that is going to touch people's life and that is going to revolutionize people's life. I don't think that when President Eila started with World Women Leading Change, she really wanted to impact the society as we are doing, and we are going to impact it. And I really want to say thank you so much, Tando. And tonight, you'll be starting the support group of the colon cancers, because we know there are people out there that are suffering from the same kind of condition, but they have never come out. We know the breast cancers, we know the cervical cancers, we know any other cancers, the lupus and that, but this one we don't know. And sometimes it's dietary related. It is our eating habits that also causes this kind of cancer, because we are eating more of refined food. So thank you. Can we play our World Women Leading Change? Because we are really impacting the world. Thank you so much, President Ingrid and President Eila in absentia, our Ambassador Nadia. Let's play our song. We are going to put even some dance in this World Women Leading Change. I thank you. I thank you, everyone. I can see Salim from London, Jenny. I saw even our Ambassador Manini. She was also part of us. Our president from Mozambique, our Ambassador Tula Msindo. Tula Msindo is be quiet. Our president Alphonsine in Rwanda. Thank you so much, President, all of you. Thank you, President Tando. Thank you so much. We are the Women Leading Change. Thank you. Can we play the song? And
we are the Women Leading Change. We are
the women leading chains, leading chains. We are the women leading chains, leading chains.
It's not there.
It's coming.
We are the woman leading change, leading change. We are the woman leading change, leading change. We are the woman leading change, leading change. We are the woman leading change for our people, for our countries, for everyone in the world. Love, peace, needed in this world, endurance, needed in this world, forgiveness, needed in this world, unity, needed in this world. Yes, African woman leading change, Antarctican woman leading change. Yes, Asia woman leading change. Yes, Australia woman leading change. Yes, Europe woman leading change. Yes, North America. Yes, South America. Woman leading change. Kalirato fella. Kalirato fella. Woman leading change. Kalitabo fella. Kalitabo fella. Woman leading change. Gotando pella. Gotando pella. Woman leading change. Yes, Indonesia. Yes, Ayla. Yes, Ayla. Woman leading change. Yes, Indonesia. We thank you. World woman leading change.
Love and light.
Fella.
Goodbye, good night, good morning. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.